Okay, here's my review for Obi-Wan Kenobi Episode 3. So, without getting too much of stuff to happen in this episode, and I really can't show a video again because DMCA, um, this episode, I think it was better than the last two. A lot of people still didn't like it, but the fans did want to see, I mean, it's the whole reason people are watching the show, a rematch between Obi-Wan and Darth Vader. And we did get to see it. Unfortunately, at least for as you know, hopefully it's just for a first encounter. The fight wasn't that spectacular. There, you're not don't expect going into this episode. Don't expect to see prequel level fights. You're not gonna get it with this episode, but it's still it was pretty good. You go with the expectation that you're gonna see a fight similar to what you saw in A New Hope, but with way better effects, 2022 visual effects basically, but in terms of the fight choreography, more of a New Hope style choreography. Now the episode starts off where we get to see, you know, Darth Vader gear up in his suit, and we get this epic shot here, which I'm putting as the thumbnail of Darth Vader gearing up, and you get to see Hayden Christensen as Darth Vader, which was great. I mean, I when Revenge of the Sith came out, I always wanted to see more of Hayden as Darth Vader at the end. We get to see him on the Death Star with Sidious, but we never really get to see him do anything. And I thought, man, it would have been cool if they did spin-offs or, even remade the original movies, although, that probably wouldn't have worked out very well. But I always want to see more of Hayden as Darth Vader. We get to see some of that. And when he actually fights Obi-Wan, I hope that he was in the suit most of the time because that makes it even cooler. I know he, was doing. I mean, even when the original movies came out, he was doing most of his stuff. He was a very athletic dude. Him and McGregor would train hours with their sabers. So yeah. But anyways, yeah. So we get to see Obi-Wan and Darth Vader fight in this, and you know again, Obi-Wan is kind of rusty in this episode. So it kind of makes sense that the fight choreography is not going to be Revenge of the Sith level, and Darth Vader clearly has improved in terms of skill level, not in terms of force ability necessarily. Although he does grab Obi-Wan and pull him into this giant fire, which we get to see, and then he like burns them and is like exacting his revenge. Then like he goes to like put out the fire like real epically with his force abilities. And then another fire ensues to distract Vader because some people are coming to save Vader in this episode, and going to save Obi-Wan, excuse me, in this episode. And Vader just lets Obi-Wan escape, which I kind of have a problem with that. Like, how, why, after, I mean, we're searching for this dude for 10 years, Obi-Wan, and Darth Vader lets him escape. Like, what's going on here? It was kind of weird. A lot of people were saying, well, Vader wants to do a slow kill, but even so, he could just capture him and then torture him back at the his cruiser or whatever, his Imperial Star Cruiser, or they really got the Death Star partially constructed. Go torture him on there. Like, doesn't really make sense to have him get away, let Obi-Wan get away. And that was another huge issue I had with this episode. Another thing too is the music is a little bit off. You just don't have that music from the original movies. The originals and the prequels just not on that level, and that made it feel kind of off. It's not the music was bad. It just we've been spoiled so well with good Star Wars music over the years that if it's not really epic music, it just doesn't feel that right, especially for an Obi-Wan Darth Vader fight. So I think that's why a lot of people feel that this kind of has that like fan made kind of feel to it, because I think just the music, usually carries a lot of these fight scenes in Star Wars, and we didn't get that same level of music that we usually get. And it was but again, it was cool. To summarize, it was cool to see Obi-Wan Darth Vader square off again. Um, the first half of the episode, not much really happens. Just Obi-Wan and Leia are like trying to get off this planet, and they're trying to get around some stormtroopers, and they get caught and so on. But with this, the last like half, it was pretty cool. We get to see Vader go on a rampage to bring out Obi-Wan, which is what starts the fight. That was kind of cool. Pretty dark, but it was cool to see Vader showcase his powers again. They really do a good job in this, showing how, kind of like Rogue One, showing how powerful Vader has become in this time period. But just Obi-Wan is not up the pace, so it makes sense that the fight's not going to be as good as like Revenge of the Sith. But hopefully Obi-Wan gains back some of his abilities. This kind of like fight gets him, motivates him to train and get back to some decent level of proficiency, and then maybe we'll get another rematch in one of the next 3 episodes. But yeah, this was I would say it was a decent episode. I liked it way more than the last 2, mainly because of Vader. We got to see Mustafar, him in the castle, everything. It was great. James Earl Jones's voice in this was great. He sounded better than Rogue One. It was amazing. So yeah, to summarize, I would say it was a decent episode. I look forward to the next 3. It had some problems. Obviously with the canon, there's some issues. The fight wasn't as good as I would hope it would be, but I overall did enjoy the episode. So yeah, I would say it was a decent episode. Wasn't too good, wasn't too bad. It was decent. And peace out, and have a good day, guys.